Have you ever wondered why good things happen to bad people? Most of us were raised to believe that bad people should get bad outcomes, while good people should get good outcomes. Well, that's not entirely true. Isn't it a surprise? Let's look at King David's life as an example, okay? Let's read 2 Samuel 12, verse 25. Then David comforted Bathsheba, his wife, and went into her and lay with her. So she bore a son, and he called his name Solomon. Now the Lord loved him. Notice, the Lord loved him. Well, many years later, in 1 King 1 verse 30, this is what David is saying, was saying. I will surely carry out this very day that what I swore to you by the Lord, the God of Israel. Solomon your son shall be king after me, and he will sit on my throne in my place. So in David's time, usually the oldest son will be expected to inherit the throne after the death of the father. David's oldest son was in fact Amnon, while Solomon was the seventh son of David. So for Solomon to be the next king after David was impossible. But God chose Solomon as David's successor, and that choice supersedes anything that human expected or human comprehension. Not only that, Solomon was born out of Bathsheba, the woman that David had adultery with and even murdered her husband. Yet Solomon was the wisest, the richest, the most powerful king in all the history of Israel. These details are proof that God's grace does not wait for our obedience. And as strange as it may sound to some of us, God blesses us even if we disobey. And it cannot be lost by our bad behavior. Otherwise, it wouldn't be grace anymore. We cannot earn His grace. We cannot sin our way out of God's grace. Neither does our sin separate us from the love of God. Did you notice that? Grace has to be independent of your good behavior. But you cannot start this quid pro quo kind of mindset with God where I do good things and then I get my blessing. It doesn't work that way. In Romans 3, Paul says that we are all born sinners and we cannot do good things. I explain more that in more details in my previous video. You can click below the link and to watch it, okay, just to remind yourself of that. So from God's perspective, the only way God to ever give us something good is by His grace. It is not that we deserve good things because we do good. God is not rewarding David's bad behavior. God is showing David's grace. He used David's greatest sin to ultimately produce David's greatest blessing, his son Solomon. So God does this for all of His children, you and me too, included, blessing us even as we sin, even if we are not willing or want to repent. But don't misunderstand, okay? Sins will always have its consequences. The consequences of David's sins affected his life in a variety many variety of ways. David's adultery resulted the death of his many sons ultimately. So God turns all circumstances to good. So He often mixes discipline with other forms of blessing at the same time. So that doesn't mean God endorsed David's choice of multiple wives, but neither was God going to restrict His blessing for David just because David's messed up. Well, we are all messed up. And if God holds back His blessing because we are messed up, then who could be blessed?